Welcome! In this practice, we will focus on developing strength and stability in your hips. Later on, you will need a yoga block or thick book to stand on. For now, please get comfortable in any seated position of your choice. Take a moment to get settled there. Close your eyes. And since we'll be focusing on the hips today, let's take a moment now to notice how your hips are feeling right now. Notice if there's any tension or discomfort, right side, left side. Notice the weight distribution between your right sit bone and the left sit bone. And just observe your overall level of comfort in your chosen seated position. And then shift your attention to your breath and gradually start to deepen your inhalation and lengthen your exhalation. And as you continue to deepen your breath, we will start to engage your abdomen progressively. The purpose of progressive abdominal contraction is to create stability for your lower back throughout the practice. So go ahead and take a slow, deep breath in. And with the next exhalation, gradually contract your abdomen from the pubic bone toward the navel. And as you begin to inhale, start to release this contraction from top to bottom. And with the next exhalation, again, gradually contract your abdomen from the pubic bone toward the navel. And with the next inhalation, release the contraction from the navel down into the pubic bone. Go through a few more cycles like that, making sure that at the end of every exhalation, your abdomen is contracted. Complete your current cycle, and whenever you feel ready, transition up onto your hands and knees. Take a moment to position your wrists underneath your shoulder joints and your knees underneath the hip joint. And with the next inhalation, lift the chest forward and up. And with the exhalation, bring your elbows down to the ground and move your butt down toward the heels. With the next inhalation, come on up onto your hands and knees again, lifting the chest forward and up. And with the exhalation, bring your elbows down first and then lower your hips down towards your heels. On the inhale again, lift up, widening the chest. As you move back, gradually contract your abdomen from the pubic bone toward the navel as you move down. On the inhale, come on up, lifting the chest forward and up. And as you exhale again, gradually pull your abdomen in as you bring the elbows down and your butt down toward the heels. And the next time when you come up onto your hands and knees, with the exhalation, transition down to the ground. So you're lying on your stomach. Place your feet together, squeeze your legs together, and place your forearms on the ground. Make sure that your shoulders stay away from the ears. With the next inhalation, lift your upper body up, pulling back with your hands. And with the exhalation, come down, bringing your right ear to the ground. With the inhalation again, lengthen and lift up, pulling back with your hands. No pushing, please. And with the exhalation, come back down, bringing your left ear to the ground. With the next inhalation, go back up, please, pulling your hands back. Then stay up and exhale, pressing your hips into the ground. Keeping your legs squeezed with the inhalation, raise both legs up, keeping them very long and very active. And as you exhale, bring everything down. Now move your feet a little wider apart, about hip distance or so, and we'll go through the same cycle again. With the inhalation, lift your upper body up, pulling your elbows and shoulders back. With the exhalation, come down, right ear comes to the ground. With the inhalation, go back up, pulling back with your shoulders and your hands. And with the exhalation, bring your left ear to the floor. Next time we'll stay up, so on the inhale, go up. Stay up at the top. With the exhalation, press your hips firmly into the ground. As you inhale, raise both legs up, keeping them about hip distance apart. And with the exhalation, bring everything down, forehead to the ground. Now move your feet even wider apart, about mat width or so. With the next inhalation, lift back up, pulling your shoulders and elbows back, wide chest. As you exhale, bring your right ear to the ground. With the inhalation, go back up, pulling your shoulders and elbows back, long neck. As you exhale, bring your left ear to the floor. With the next inhalation, lift your upper body up again. This time, stay at the top, press your hips firmly into the ground. And with the next inhalation, lift both legs up, keeping them wide apart. And with the exhalation, come down, bringing your feet together as you do. And rest here for a moment. Whenever you feel ready, transition up onto your hands and knees, once again making sure that your wrists end up under your shoulders and your knees underneath the hip joints. With the next inhalation, lift the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, pull your right knee towards your forehead and your forehead toward the knee, rounding your back. On the inhale, extend your right leg back, lifting the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, round up again, pulling your knee in towards your forehead and forehead toward the knee. Let's continue with this motion. On the inhale, the leg moves back and up, chest lifts forward. And with the exhalation, round, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Again, inhale, extend your leg back and lift the chest forward. And as you exhale, pull the knee in. And this time we'll stay here. So keep your knee in with your upper body rounded. Every time you inhale, try to inflate your upper and middle back. And every time you exhale, pull your belly button in towards your spine, trying to bring your knee a little closer towards your face. Continue to breathe like that, contracting your abdomen with every exhalation. And with the next exhalation, place your knee down on the floor and move down into the child's pose. Take a breath or two here. Whenever you feel ready, come on up onto your hands and knees again. With the next inhalation, lifting the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, pulling your left knee in toward the forehead. On the inhale, extend your leg back, lifting the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, pull your belly button in as the left knee moves in toward the forehead again. Continue to move back and forth like that. On the inhale, moving the leg back and up and lifting the chest forward. And as you exhale, rounding, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Make sure that your breathing stays consistent and your movement is connected to your breath. And next time when you bring the knee in towards your chest, keep it there. Every time you inhale, round the back, creating a little bit more space. And every time you exhale, pull the belly button in and try to hug your knee a little closer toward your chest. And when you had enough, bring your knee down and move down into the child's pose. Move your arms back, resting them on the floor next to your body. And take a few nice deep breaths here, relaxing your shoulders and your neck. Breathing deep. Now go ahead and transition up, standing up on your knees and then stepping your right foot forward. You can always place some extra padding under your left knee to make sure that you're comfortable here. Place your right hand on your knee, and then next time when you inhale, bend your right knee, moving forward and raising your left arm up, lifting the chest. As you exhale, push down with your right foot and move back. And again, on the inhale, bend your right knee, lift the chest, raise your left arm up, stretching through the front of the body. And as you exhale, pull back. Again, inhale, move forward, lift the chest, raise the arm. As you exhale, press your right foot into the ground, moving back. And again, inhale, move forward, lift the chest, lengthen forward and up. Stay here. With the exhalation, contract your abdomen, pulling the belly button in. And with the inhalation, lift the chest further forward and up, creating the stretch through the entire left side of the body. As you exhale again, pull the abdomen in, pressing your front foot into the ground, and on the inhale, lengthening. As you exhale, place your left hand over the right one and curl the toes of the back foot under. Take a deep breath here. With the next exhalation, lift your back knee off the ground, shifting the weight forward to the front foot. On the inhale, lower your left knee down without touching the ground. And we'll continue like that. Every time you exhale, lift the knee, shifting the weight of the body forward. And with the inhalation, lower the knee down. Exhale, lift the knee, shifting the weight forward. And on the inhale, lower the knee down to the ground. Next time, stay up at the top. With the exhalation, contract your abdomen, creating support. And next time when you inhale, raise both arms forward and up, so you end up in the crescent lunge pose. Make sure that your front thigh stays parallel to the ground or slightly higher than that. Every time you inhale, lift the chest forward and up, creating length. And as you exhale, contract the abdomen and press your front foot firmly into the ground. Make sure that your upper body stays slightly in front of the hips to make sure that your lower back is not stressed. Take another breath here. And with the next exhalation, bring your back knee down to the ground. Place your right knee on the floor next to the left one and move into the child's pose. Let's rest here for a moment. And then whenever you feel ready, go ahead and stand up on your knees once again and step your left foot forward. Again, if you need some padding, go ahead and place something under your right knee. Make sure that your front foot is slightly in front of the knee. With the next inhalation, bend your left knee, raising your right arm forward and up, lifting the chest, going into the lunge. And as you exhale, move back, lowering the arm. Again, inhale, move forward, lifting the chest, reaching up high. And as you exhale, come out. Inhale, move forward, upper body slightly in front of your hips. Exhale, move back. On the inhale, move forward. This time, let's stay here. With the exhalation, press your front foot into the ground, contract the abdomen. As you inhale, lift the chest forward and up. Keep it there, and with the exhalation, again, progressively contract your abdomen from the pubic bone toward the navel to create support. With the next exhalation, place your right hand over your left one. Curl the toes of the back foot under. Inhale here. And with the exhalation, lift your back knee off the floor, shifting the weight toward the front leg. Inhale, lower the leg without touching the ground. And as you exhale again, shift the weight forward, pressing your foot into the ground. Continue to move back and forth like that. On the inhale, lowering the knee without touching. And as you exhale, shifting the weight forward, keeping your legs strong. Now stay up at the top. With the next inhalation, raise both arms up. As you exhale, contract the abdomen. Make sure you maintain support throughout. Every time you inhale, pull the chest forward and up. Upper body slightly in front of the hips. As you exhale, contract the abdomen. Make sure that you're not sagging on your left hip. The left thigh needs to stay above parallel or parallel to the ground. With the next exhalation, bend forward, placing your hands on the mat. And then start walking your hands to your right, turning your body so now you face the wide side of the mat. Stay here in the forward bend. Make sure that your feet are about parallel to each other. You can place your hands on the ankles or keep them on the floor, whatever works best for you. Next time when you inhale, bend the knees, pulling them wide apart and lifting the chest. And with the exhalation, straighten the legs and bend down. Again, on the inhale, bend the knees and pull them apart, lifting the chest up. And with the exhalation, straighten the leg, bending forward. On the inhale again, bend the knees, coming into the deep squat, long spine. As you exhale, bend down. Once again, pull the knees apart, flat back, chest pulls away from the navel. And as you exhale, move back down. Press your feet firmly into the ground. With the inhalation, bring your arms out to the sides and go up into standing. Reach up high. And as you exhale, bring the palms together in front of the chest. Take a moment here. And then whenever you feel ready, little by little move your feet closer together. And go ahead and grab a block or a thick book. Basically, we need something to stand on comfortably. So place your block on the floor. Make sure that you're pretty close to the wall or something that you can hold on to, and then step up on the block with your right foot. Make sure that you're sturdy here. Your chest and your hips are facing forward, hands on the wall. With the next inhalation, move your left leg out to the side, and with the exhalation, move it in, crossing it in front of you. With the inhalation, move the leg out again, and as you exhale, cross it behind you. And continue to move like that, kind of like a pendulum. Every time you inhale, moving the leg out to the side, with the exhalation, crossing the leg behind you. On the inhale, moving the leg out again, and with the exhalation, crossing it in front of you. And then bring it out to the side. Hold it here. Make sure that your toes are facing the wall in front of you. Do your best not to lean to your right. And make sure that every time you exhale, you contract your abdomen to create stability and support for your lower back. Whenever you feel like you've had enough, step off the block. And then we'll move on to the other side. So step your left foot on the block. Make sure that your hips are facing forward. With the inhalation, move your leg out to the side. And as you exhale, cross the leg in front of you. On the inhale, move the leg out to the side. And as you exhale, cross it behind you. As you continue to move like that, make sure that your hips are facing forward. And make sure that there is as little sway in the hip as possible. It's very important to keep the toes of your right foot pointing forward when your leg is out. And then next time when you move the leg out to the side, hold it here. Once again, make sure that the toes are pointing forward. Stand nice and tall. With every exhalation, contract the abdomen, creating support. Notice where the work is taking place right now. And whenever you feel like you've had enough, step off the block. And let's put the block away. Now let's place the feet wide apart, not too wide, pointing the toes outwards. Whenever you feel ready, on the inhale, sweep your arms out and up, and with the exhalation, squat down, pulling your knees apart. On the inhale, stand up again, reaching up high, and as you exhale, squat down, hinging at the hips without rounding your upper back. Inhale, go back up, and exhale, squat, pulling your belly in. On the inhale, stand up, reaching up high, and as you exhale, squat down. This time we'll stay here. Interlace the fingers in front of you, and with the next inhalation, move your arms forward and up, reaching up. With the exhalation, sweeping the arms out and down, and then interlacing the fingers again. We'll continue with that. On the inhale, moving the arms forward and up, fingers interlaced. On the exhale, bring the arms out and down. And again, forward and up. And arms out and down, gradually pulling the abdomen in. One last time, forward and up, and then out and down. And on the inhale, stand up, sweeping your arms up, and place the palms together in front of the chest. Shift the weight from side to side, and then place your feet about hip distance apart, stand tall, and take a few nice deep breaths here. Notice how everything feels, especially your hips. We're about to do a balance pose. So go ahead and bring the weight of your body to your right foot. Bend your left knee slightly, and with the exhalation, hinge forward at the hips. Make sure that you're stable on your right leg and wrap your left thigh over your right knee. For now, keep the toes of your left foot touching the ground. Bend your right elbow in front of you, and then wrap your left arm underneath and around. If it feels like too much for you right now, you can just keep the palms and elbows together. Once you get yourself situated, see if you can lift the toes of your left foot off the ground. And stay here. It helps to find a focusing point for your gaze to rest upon. And make sure that your hips are still facing forward. Do not allow your pelvis to swivel to your right. Keep your spine long, contracting your abdomen with every exhalation. And whenever you feel ready, bring your left foot down and shift the weight from side to side a few times. We'll take it onto the other side now. So go ahead and shift the weight of the body to your left foot. With the exhalation, squat down, keeping your spine long, and bring your right thigh over your left one. For now, keep your toes touching the ground. Then bend your left elbow in front of you and wrap the right arm underneath and around. Once you get your upper body in place, see if you can lift the toes of your right foot off the ground. Breathe nice and deep. Make sure that you keep your spine long. Do not allow your upper body to round forward. And every time you exhale, progressively contract your abdomen to help with your stability in the posture. Keep your gaze focused. Breathe deep. Shoulders stay away from the ears. And when you feel like you've had enough, come out, sweep your arms up, and bring them down. Stand with your feet about hip distance apart. Take a moment here. Close your eyes. Check in. And then transition down onto your knees. With the next inhalation, sweep your arms out and up, reaching up high. And with the exhalation, bring your chest down to your thighs and hips to your heels. Hands return to your lower back. With the inhalation, lift up on your knees, sweeping your arms out and up, reach up high. And as you exhale, gradually bring your chest down to your thighs, butt toward the heels, hands to your lower back. Continue to move like that. Inhale, going up. And with the exhalation, progressively contract your abdomen as you move down. On the inhale, again, nice wide sweep with your arms as you lift up on your knees, reaching up high. And with the exhalation, gradually contract your abdomen, moving down into the child's pose. When you come down, stay there. Rest your arms on the floor next to your body. Take a few deep breaths here. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Breathe deep. And then go ahead and transition up onto your hands and knees and lie down onto your left side. Make sure that your head is supported with an arm or a blanket, whatever works for you. Bend the knees, bend both knees in front of you, stack them on top of each other, And with the next inhalation, extend your top leg forward in front of you. Keep your foot parallel to the ground, and with the next inhalation, raise your leg up so it ends up slightly above parallel, and with the exhalation, lower it down without touching the floor. And we'll continue with that. On the inhale, raise the leg up, and as you exhale, lower it down, and again, inhale, lift it up, and exhale, lower it down. One more time. Inhale, raise it up, and exhale, lower it down. On the inhale, raise it up and keep it up about parallel to the floor. With the next inhalation, turn the leg so that the knee is pointing up. And with the exhalation, turn the knee so it's pointing down, best you can. And again, on the inhale, rotate the leg so it's pointing up. And exhale, rotate it so it's pointing down. If this feels like too much for you, you can always bend the knee and continue with the same motion with the knee bent. Next time when you turn the leg up, keep it up. Let's stay here for 4 breaths. If it feels okay to you, you can stop at any point if it becomes too much. Your goal is to keep your hips stacked on the top of each other and keeping your top leg rotated up toward the ceiling. And with the next exhalation, put your leg down, bend your knee, place your top knee over the bottom one, pulling your right knee up a little higher towards your left shoulder, and then place your left hand on your top knee. Take a deep breath, and with the next exhalation, start to turn your upper body to your right. Take a few moments here, little by little unfolding into the twist, looking to your right. And once you get there, stay there for a few breaths. Make sure it's not too intense. Breathe nice and deep. Whenever you feel ready, lift your top knee up, roll onto your back, and then place your right knee directly over your left one and pull both knees in toward your chest. If it feels okay to you, you can hold on to your right ankle with your left hand and your left ankle with your right hand and pull the ankles apart, away from each other, while the knees move in toward your chest. If you can't reach for your ankles, just hold on to your knees and pull both knees in toward yourself. Make sure that the shoulders and the neck are relaxed and take a few nice deep breaths here, hugging your knees or your ankles toward yourself. We're looking for the stretch in your hips, primarily in your right hip. Whenever you feel like you had enough, uncross your knees, place your feet on the ground and take a few moments here. And then transition onto your right side. Once again, make sure that your head is comfortable and supported. Bend your knees in front of you. And with the next inhalation, extend your top leg forward in front of you. Make sure that the foot is parallel to the ground. With the inhalation, raise your top leg up slightly above parallel. And with the exhalation, lower the leg down without touching the bottom knee. Again, on the inhale, raise the leg up, keeping it parallel to the floor. And with the exhalation, lower it down. Do it 2 more times, up and down. Next time when you raise the leg up, hold it up about parallel to the floor. With the inhalation, turn the knee up toward the ceiling, and with the exhalation, turn the knee down toward the floor. We'll continue with that, with the inhalation, turning the knee up, and as you exhale, turning it down. Throughout the movement, make sure that your hips stay stacked on the top of each other. Next time when you turn the knee up, hold it up, and do your best to take 4 deep breaths here. Again, this is a pretty strong pose, so if it feels like it's too much for you right now, just put your knee down and rest. And with the next exhalation, bend your knee, place it down, and then slide it over your right knee, kind of pulling it closer towards your right shoulder. With the next exhalation, start to turn your upper body to your left, gradually unfolding into the twist. Turn your head to the left as well. Continue to move into the twist, arriving at the point where you're comfortable, but hopefully feel a stretch in your top hip. And take a few nice deep breaths here. Keep your breathing deep. Make sure that your shoulders and your neck are relaxed. And then lift your top knee up, transition onto your back. Place your left knee over the right one. Once again, if you can, reach for your right ankle with your left hand and left ankle with your right hand, and pull the ankles apart and then in towards yourself. If reaching for the ankles is not an option for you, just hold on to your knees and pull both knees in toward your body. Wherever you are, stay here, breathe deep. Once again, we're looking for the stretch in your hips, primarily in your left hip. And make sure that your shoulders and your neck are not strained. Keep them relaxed. Full deep breathing. Now uncross your knees. Hug your knees to the chest. Place your hands over your knees and circle them around a few times. And whenever you feel ready, transition onto your stomach. Place your feet together and forearms on the ground. Make sure that the shoulders are away from the ears. Next time when you inhale, lift the chest and both legs, bringing your feet wide apart. And as you exhale, bring your feet together, staying up at the top. On the inhale, move the legs apart, lifting the chest up higher. And as you exhale, bring everything down, feet together. Again, on the inhale, lift the chest and legs, moving your feet wide apart, stay up. With the exhalation, bring your feet together, squeeze them together if possible. On the inhale, move your legs apart, widening the chest. And with the exhalation, bring everything down, feet together. One more time. On the inhale, go up, feet wide apart. With the exhalation, bring your feet together and squeeze. On the inhale, move the legs apart, widening the chest. And with the exhalation, bring everything down, feet together. Stay here for a moment. And then transition up onto your hands and knees and sit down on the floor. You can always sit up on some elevation, a block or a blanket or a bolster, whatever works for you. With your knees bent, place your feet about hip distance apart. Take a hold of your left foot and pull it in towards your right hip so that the outer part of your knee ends up on the ground. Make sure that your left knee is facing forward, and then take a hold of your right foot and pull it toward your left hip. So we want the knees to end up stacked on top of each other, best you can. And then from here, take a deep breath, lengthening your spine. And with the exhalation, lean your upper body forward. Feel free to support yourself with your hands in front of you or out to the sides, whatever works best for you. And with every exhalation, use the weight of your upper body to lean slightly further forward without putting too much pressure on your hips. You're in charge here, so you get to decide how deep you choose to go in this pose. Take a few more nice deep breaths here. Do your best to keep your hips relaxed. And then little by little, bring your upper body up. Unwind your legs, and then we'll take them to the other side. Pull your right ankle in towards your left hip, and then place your left leg on top. Do your best to stack the knees on top of each other. Take a deep breath here, and with the next exhalation, start to lean forward, only to the point that feels appropriate to you. Support yourself with your hands. Breathe deep. Do your best to keep your spine long so that we avoid hunching over in the upper back. And keep your neck in a neutral position. Full deep breathing. With the next inhalation, lift your upper body up. Unwind, and then take a moment to transition down to the ground. Hug your knees to the chest, place your hands on your knees and circle the knees away from each other a few times. Notice how your hips are doing. Then place both feet on the ground. Keep your feet about hip distance apart and pretty close to your sit bones. If you do have the block handy, please reach for it and place your block between your thighs, fairly close to your knees. Press your feet into the ground. With the next inhalation, gradually roll your hips up. Come up vertebra by vertebra. Stay here in bridge pose. Exhale, squeezing your legs together. Keeping the legs squeezed with the inhalation, lift the hips up a little higher. And then with the next exhalation, slowly roll down vertebra by vertebra. And we'll continue with that. With the next inhalation, again, roll up, holding on to the block. Once you're up at the top, with the exhalation, squeeze the block. Keeping the block squeezed on the inhale, lift the hips up a bit higher. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. And with the exhalation, slowly roll down. And once again, on the inhale, roll up. Stay up at the top. With the exhalation, squeeze the block. While holding on to the block, lift the hips up a bit more. The back of the neck stays long. And with the exhalation, gradually roll down. When you finish with that, put the block away. Hug your knees to the chest. Place your hands on your knees and move them back and forth a few times with every exhalation, moving your thighs toward yourself, and with the inhalation, moving the thighs away from you. Moving your hips, stretching your back. Then place your feet down on the ground. And get yourself into the comfortable resting position of your choice. Whatever works for you today, you can keep your legs straight or knees bent. If your legs are straight, roll the knees in and out a couple of times. and then get settled. Scan your body from the bottom, from your feet up toward the top of the head. Do your best to relax completely. Then bring your attention to your breath. Make sure that the breathing remains deep and consistent. Make sure that your belly moves softly with your breath, up on the inhale, down with the exhale. Every exhalation is an opportunity to relax a little bit more, to sink a little deeper into the pose. Continue to breathe comfortably here, relaxing deeper and deeper with every breath cycle. And then whenever you feel ready, bend your knees, transition, roll onto your side, and then transition up into the seated position, whichever way you like. Again, feel free to climb up on a block or a blanket if you like, any comfortable seated position of your choice. Take a moment to get settled. And just like we did at the very beginning of the practice, let's bring the attention to your hips. And notice how your hips feel at the end of the practice after all the work that we've done. Once again, compare the right and the left. Notice if there's any tension or discomfort. Notice if there's more ease in this position right now or not. Notice the position of your sit bones in relation to the ground, and your overall level of comfort here. As you continue to get settled in the pose, make sure that your breathing remains deep and consistent. And then next time when you inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms out and up. Reach up high, stretch, and with the exhalation, place the palms together in front of the chest. Relax the chin down and take a couple more breaths here. And this completes our practice for today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.